Hello, good morning, and welcome to our last class, which is dedicated to English grammar. My name is Mariola Ochotnikova, and today we are going to cover the last topic, since we have already covered present tenses and the past tenses. Then our today's class will be devoted to the future tenses. This is a very interesting topic, given the fact that actually when I talk about it to my students, they are usually quite surprised with the fact that, yes, not only will is an option when we are talking about the future. For some reason, which I can't understand and discover, many people think that the only way to express our future plans and intentions is to say, I will do something. Which is partially right, because obviously when you say that I will do something, it means that you are talking about the future. The problem is that there are more constructions that express future wishes and plans, and will is not always the best option for that. So let me share my screen as always. Okay, so I'll make a small spoiler here. There are three constructions that we can use. In some cases, I would say that we could even count 4 of them. But since will is the most common one, let's start with that and see when it really works. So, will plus infinitive. The first thing that you have to remember about this construction is that this always gives a sense of very, very strong certainty that something will happen. So these can be expressions like, for example, it will rain tomorrow. You can say that if you are really certain about that, or you give this information based on what you have heard from specialists on the weather forecast, and they told you that it will rain tomorrow, so you just repeat that and you say, yes, it will, I'm sure about that, because, you know, scientists say so. Then the second option that we could use as an example is a strong, strong promise. I think you all know this situation when children want to play or go out, and their parents say, no, you have to do your homework first. And what do children do then? They say, oh, mommy, please, 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 I promise. Please, 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 I promise I will do my homework. Okay, I will do my homework, I promise. Which is obviously a very strong thing to say, because they want us to believe them that yes, they are really going to do this homework and it will be done. So this is a very, very strong emotional context here. Please note that when I say that we are very, very certain that it will happen, it obviously does not mean that we can guarantee that we really know that we have a gift of foresight, because we don't. We never know what will happen or what will not happen. And if we are talking about this case with the children, we can actually guess in many cases that despite the fact that the child is trying to make a very, very strong impression that yes, I will do that, they are not going to, they will not do that because they will play too long, for example, it will be late, they will not have enough time. So the construction of I will do something does not mean that it is any kind of guarantee, because we don't have control over future. But the sense of your certainty, of your promise, of your inner feeling that you will do that, it's really incredible, it's immense. You're really very, very determined to do that, at least at this second. Now, the next situation is a very, very nice example exactly about your certainty and your inner feeling when you can say, I have an exam tomorrow, but don't worry, I will pass it. Okay, again, you don't have control over future, and you don't really know if you can pass it or not, because maybe the questions will be incredibly hard and you will fail anyway. But this is your confidence speaking here, and you would actually change your tone of the voice. So if with this homework we were going like, oh, I will do that, and that was like very kind of crying, emotional expression, here you would say that with a very, very confident tone of your voice, and you would say, don't worry, I will pass it. Kind of, don't even expect anything else. I'm 100% sure. I'm ready. I'm prepared. I really studied hard. I will pass it. I have no other choice. Again, it does not guarantee that you really will pass it, but you are 100% certain at this point. And then the last thing is when you just make a quick decision right now. So if I tell you, for example, we are running out of milk, you can say, oh, don't worry, I will buy it. You didn't have any plan to go to the shop. You were sitting and working on your project, for example. But now that you hear that there is a problem, you just say, okay, I'll go and get it. I'll go and buy it. If it's hot, I'll open the window. If you feel sick, I will call the doctor. If you are tired, I will, I don't know, I'll help you with the housework or anything. So that was not my intention until now, but it's just, again, that's quite an emotional context, meaning I want to help you. I'm fine to do that. I will do it. Or I actually have never thought about it before. And we have house guests in a week, for example. We are planning this event, and you are asking me, so what will we prepare? And I'm like, I think we will prepare pasta. I haven't thought about that until now, and it was just a spur of the moment right now. I just thought about it and like, yeah, I will prepare pasta. It's a good choice, okay? But I don't have any arrangements. I don't have any plans for that. I know that this dinner is happening within a week, but I didn't have any, I haven't had any plans regarding the food yet. Now that I thought about it, I'm like, yeah, I will prepare pasta. That's a good choice. Everyone likes pasta. So these are the most common contexts of will plus infinitive. We could also add here some contexts like threats, for example, when someone says, in movies they say, don't move or I will shoot you. So yeah, this is like an even more emotional context of a promise. This is a very, very certain promise, like, don't you dare think that I will not do that. If you move, I will shoot you, right? So that's kind of the strong promise situation. So that's quite a lot of context, in fact, and we really use that a lot. That's true. But again, this is not the only construction that can be used about the future. Now, one of those contexts which are for some reason the least known, I don't know why, is present continuous, which is used in the context of the future. So present continuous, present continuous, I will write that again in short. Present continuous has one key word to explain it, which is arrangements. So if you say that I am going to London next week, this clearly means that you have made some arrangements. If we are talking about that in Poland, then it probably means that for next week I probably have some flight tickets. I am already thinking of what I'm going to take with me. I'm packing my things, my stuff. I don't know, I booked a hotel. I made arrangements with people that I'm going to meet. So I called them. We arranged again some meetings, lunches, whatever it can be. Even if we are talking about that in the UK, if I'm saying that I'm going to London next week, that still might mean that I took some days off. I talked to my boss, or maybe this is a business trip, and so everyone knows about that. So again, I am somewhere, I don't know, marked in HR as a person who is going on a business trip. I will get some business trip money for that. And again, there is a hotel involved, some transportation, be it my car, be it a train or whatever. But it's been all thought of. It's not just when you just say, oh, okay, I will go to London and buy some presents for Christmas. There are no arrangements whatsoever. It's like, okay, we don't have presents, we need to do something, so maybe I will go to London, why not? It just happened right now, this thought. So if I say I will go to London next week, there are no arrangements. When I say I'm going to London, there must be something fixed, something ready, something discussed with someone, and there are some specific plans. Now, interestingly, we can obviously mix two future tenses in one sentence if the context requires that. So imagine a situation that a colleague is telling you, we need some, let's say, some tools for this project. And you answer, Jimmy is going to London next week. So he will buy them. So what was arranged here? He's going to London. That's arranged. We all know that because, again, it was specified in some plans. It was specified in some, I don't know, team schedule or whatever. The team lead told me that Jimmy is going to London. He already has some bookings and everything. And so he will buy those tools. This is my decision right now. Okay, this is our only option. If we need that double quick, he's going to London, he will buy them. We didn't have this plan 2 minutes ago, but now that you are saying that there is this problem and we need some tools for this project, I'm saying, okay, we have a solution, right? He's going to London, this is fixed. So he will buy them. That's that. Okay. So this is the first example. The second example could be, I am meeting Julia for lunch. Again, if I'm saying that I'm meeting her for lunch, this was arranged. So she knows what time we are meeting. I know what time we are meeting. We probably chose the place. If this is a restaurant or a cafeteria, we made a booking. We booked a table. We know that if this is lunchtime, I'm not going to eat before that because I'm having lunch with her. what else? I know that I have to come earlier to work, for example, to do some tasks before I go out for meeting with her. So again, this is a whole plan happening, and it's not like, oh, you know what, I have nothing to do tomorrow, maybe I will meet Julia for lunch, because this is clearly, again, this is a situation right now, or this is just my idea, which I am not even sure if I am going to act on it. Like maybe I will meet Julia for lunch, maybe not. I don't know. I'll wake up tomorrow and decide what I want to do. But if I am meeting Julia for lunch, this is arranged. I'm doing that. There are some plans here. Okay. One more thing. We are playing tennis tomorrow. So again, if I say that we are playing tennis tomorrow, then it means that whoever it is, we, be it only me and my husband, or maybe we and our friends, so a bigger group of people, we all know about it. It's been discussed. Maybe this is our habit and we play tennis every Wednesday, but still I am emphasizing the fact that we are doing that tomorrow. This is happening. And, like we have booked a court. We don't have any other plans. We cancel all other arrangements. We don't accept any invites or anything, because we are playing tennis tomorrow. Okay, so this is a sure thing. This is just this. This is happening. And so if we are talking about the weekend plans, for example, we have two options to ask about that. We usually either ask, what are you doing at the weekend? Because here you are, we always assume that you have some plans and you have thought about it in advance. And so what are you doing at the weekend? Because if you are going shopping, then this is your arrangement. You already, I don't know, you make a list of shopping, you already think of what to buy, what you need and stuff. If you are visiting your friends, then this is probably arranged with your friends, right? So whatever is your plan, you would say about that in present continuous. Now, so this is the first option. What are you doing at the weekend? Yeah. And the second option is, do you know what you will be doing or what you will do in that situation, for example, or will you go anywhere at the weekend? This is like, again, this is this short-term kind of question, which doesn't mean that you have any plans. I'm actually asking you about your decision now, your intentions, your feelings, but it's not as much fixed as what are you doing at the weekend, okay? And what will you do is a very, very often question when you tell me that there is a problem. It turned out that you can't go somewhere, or your passport is not ready yet, although you expected it to be ready by now. And so I ask you, so what will you do now? I can't ask you, what are you doing with that? What are you, like, who are you talking to or anything about that? Because you have just told me now that there is this problem. So it's like a fresh situation. So what will you do? What are your thoughts right now? You can't have fixed plans or arrangements, okay? So as a reaction to something unexpected and unpleasant, I would usually ask, so what will you do about that? Okay, we can obviously also ask, what can you do about that? Is there anything you can do about that? So it's not necessarily only the future tense that would be involved here, but if you want to make it future tense here in such a context, it would be will, because again, there are no arrangements, which are the key point of present continuous. Okay. So I'll just check quickly if there are any questions in the chat box, but there are none. So then going back to the whiteboard, clearing it all, and going to the third construction, which is going to do something. To be going to do something. Here, the clue word to explain that would be intentions. So when you say, for example, Tom is going to sell his bicycle. We are only talking about his intentions. So this is something that he was thinking about. He decided that this is a good idea and he's going to do that. Most probably there are no arrangements yet, so there is no one who is interested in that so far. Maybe he's only considering now making a notice somewhere in the neighborhood, for example, to write that, you know, there is a bike for sale, and wait until someone calls him to buy that. But we are talking only about his intentions right now. Again, we don't have any guarantee whatsoever that this will really happen. Exactly in the same way as that was in present continuous. So when I say I'm going to London next week, obviously this is my plan now. I have this flying ticket. Everyone knows that I'm going, but it does not mean that I really will go, because, you know, like, we've been through stuff, right? There might be COVID starting and the flights get canceled just, you know, like in a trice. Then you know, some political situations going on, or maybe I just simply get sick and I don't go, you know. So the fact that I'm saying I'm going to London next week does not mean that this will happen. Again, that's not, you know, like, there is no magic involved. Life is life and we never know what will happen. But we are talking about our intentions, our feelings, and our arrangements, or about the lack of arrangements. So when I say that Tom is going to sell his bicycle, I am emphasizing more his emotional or maybe just kind of you know, like, logical state, if that makes sense, that he just decided to do that, and this is what he wants to do. Actually, when we say that Tom is going to sell his bicycle, it might be slightly synonymical to the construction Tom wants to sell his bicycle, but it does not mean he will sell it, because maybe no one wants to buy it, or maybe he changes his mind. Okay. One more important thing, actually, about present continuous. Sorry, I haven't mentioned that. But remember that if I don't specify the time frame there, and I just say that I'm going to London, and that would most certainly mean that I am going to London right now, because we still remember that present continuous is about, in the first place, it's about what we are doing right now at this second. But if we are taking that to the future tenses, we usually have to kind of pin the point in the future and say, I'm going there next week. Now, when we say he's going to do something, we don't know when, actually. So we can't even pin anything, because if he knows when, in this context, like, he's going to sell his bicycle on Saturday. So what does that, like, we could say that theoretically, but I would actually ask more questions if I heard a construction like that. So does he have someone who really wants to buy that? Why on Sunday? Is this arranged? Because actually, if this is arranged and he's just waiting for this Sunday until someone comes to town to take this bicycle and pay for it, then I would most probably say he's selling his bicycle on Saturday or Sunday, whatever the day was, right? That was arranged. But he's going to sell his bicycle shows more of his kind of preparation for that, and his decision to do that he's ready and he has to do that. Now, the second option, I'm going to visit my grandmother next summer. And okay, we have this pin for the time point, which is next summer. But first of all, summer is big. Second of all, if I just say next summer, we don't know when exactly I come, for how long I come, if I go alone or if I will go with my whole family. You know, perhaps actually my grandmother doesn't even know about that. That's just my intention, because I decided for myself that this is important. I have to do that. I want to do that. So I'm going to visit her next summer. But when the time comes closer, then I will buy some tickets and then I'll say, I'm visiting my grandmother in August. And so far, it's just my intention, my decision that it has to be done. And I have some time frame perhaps to do that. But it's not necessary. Remember about this first sentence when he was just going to sell his bicycle and we had no idea when. Here it's next summer, but it's not. It's not fixed. You know, like there is no actually. You know, so if I tell you I'm visiting my grandmother next summer, logical question would be, when exactly, for how long are you going, how are you going, is your grandmother happy about that, because she obviously knows about it. Now, if I'm telling you I am going to visit my grandmother next summer, the logical questions would be something like, do you have any idea when specifically, for example? Have you thought for how many days you can go? And these would be more questions about whether or not you have, considered something, whether or not you have thought about something. But I can't ask you here, when exactly are you going? Because you don't know, you are just going to visit. So you don't have any arrangements and we can't say when exactly, okay? And one more example, we are going to talk to your teacher. That would most probably mean that this is our intention. So your father and I decided that it's time to talk to your teacher about something because, for example, we are moving to another city and we have to talk to your teacher. So we are going to do that. You don't have to do that. Don't worry about it. We are going to talk to your teacher. When? We don't know. Because if we know, we would most probably say, either we would then say specifically, we are going to talk to your teacher tomorrow. But again, it could mean that this is our intention and the teacher doesn't know about that. So we are just going to go to school and try to find your teacher and talk to him. But it might also mean that like nothing is arranged yet. And I'm just telling you that, I'll take care of that. Okay, so don't worry, we are going to talk to your teacher. So that's that. Now, remember that in fast live spoken language, people might, use different constructions. And I remember my friend, for example, telling me exactly this, that I'm going to talk to my daughter's teacher. And the context was exactly that the meeting was already arranged. And like in general understanding, I would expect her to say, I'm meeting my daughter's teacher tomorrow. And then, she could have specified at what time, for example, or something. But, there is nothing like 1000% rules in any language, frankly speaking, and definitely not in English. We have to remember about that. We have to remember that, sorry. So my biggest point here in explaining all that to you is to show you that, first of all, it's not only will that can be used about the future. And in many cases, it's actually wrong to say, I will talk to your teacher, because this literally sounds as if you made this decision right now, or you're making a strong promise. Like, if I am a child and my parents are telling me, well, I will talk to your teacher. Well, of course you will, because this is what parents do. Why do you promise that so solemnly, Or what is the point of making this decision right now? I've heard already about the fact that you have to talk to the teacher. So what? You were not sure if you were going. You know, like there would be really a lot of weird questions about that. So you know, don't panic about that. And I always tell that to my students that you know, panicking is never helpful at any point. And you know, like let alone in learning languages. So I'm trying to show you the general ideas, general rules, how it works, and you know, how you can understand that. But then it's your kind of responsibility and your task to listen to different contexts, to read, you know, course books, to read you know, literature and real books, and just analyze, so why do they say this or that here. And you know, this intuition, this like, yeah, this intuition will just come to you. You will understand how to use it. And you see, I say you will understand how to use it because I kind of promise you that if you read books in English, you will understand how to use that. Now, two more things that I wanted to explain to you today. The first one is that sometimes when we could use will, we could also just skip it and use present simple. So the first situation, because generally will might sound a little bit, you know, like dramatic and emotional or ironic or anything like that. So a nice example was when I visited my friend in the UK a couple of weeks ago, and her children made a note for me in bedroom, which they prepared for me, and they wrote, "We hope you enjoy your visit." So they could have written, "We hope you will enjoy." I'll put that in brackets because it was a possible option. They could have written that. Why haven't they? Because this will would sound very, very dramatic and formal. We hope you enjoy your visit was it, and it didn't mean so that they clearly meant it about the future. So it was not like this present simple tense, we hope you enjoy in general now every single step of the way. But they clearly wrote that before I arrived, and they meant it about the future, that I will enjoy that. But this, I hope, we hope you will enjoy your visit, would sound either super, super formal or kind of ironic, dramatic, you know, like, we hope you will enjoy your visit, you know, but we have, you know, made some traps for you, you know, you might encounter some weird, you know, ghostly sounds at night or something, but we still hope you will enjoy it. You know, this kind of, I don't know, like joke or irony. And in normal everyday context, because they know me, they like me, we have good relationship, they just write informally, "We hope you enjoy your visit." And the same would happen if, for example, I say, "I hope he brings," let's say, "his computer tomorrow," versus, "I hope he will bring his computer tomorrow." So if I say, "I hope he brings his computer," it's just a normal statement. Just my hope that he brings it. It will be fun. He will most probably bring it because it's what he usually does, or he promised to do that. So he probably will do that. And I just hope he brings it because, you know, he has some nice computer games on it and, you know, we can have some fun. Now, when I say, I hope he will bring his computer tomorrow, would sound much more dramatic, meaning either I am scared that he might forget, or this computer is really very, very important for our project, and without this computer, we will be in hell. Or, like he might get sick, or he might get robbed, or, like something really dramatic might happen, and he will not bring this computer, and this will be a disaster. And I hope he will bring it. So I would probably even say that in a much more dramatic tone of the voice. So I would say, I hope he brings his computer tomorrow, but I hope he will bring his computer tomorrow. I would almost, emphasize every single word in the sentence, because this is super important, and I'm really scared what happens if he doesn't bring it. Okay? So that's the second thing I wanted to show you. And then the last thing to kind of underline all those three general, like, main constructions that we use about the future. So present continuous, be going to, and will. I wanted to show you on one simple sentence how it works in three different contexts. So let's imagine this young couple, be it Anne and Tom, who are in love, and we are talking about them. And we have three options what we can say. They will get married. They are going to get married. And they are getting married. What are the differences here? If I tell you they will get married, it most probably means that this is kind of my prediction, for example, or my promise. Like, I look at them, I just see how much in love they are, how they look at each other, how they just really, they can't live a minute without each other. And it's just my conclusion and my kind of prediction, my promise, like, oh, don't even doubt that. They will get married. There is no other option. I am 100% sure it will happen. Look at them. They are just, like, crazy for each other. They will get married. But it's my promise. And we don't know actually if they really intend to do so, if they have any plans, if they have any arrangements. Because, looks can be deceptive, and maybe they look as a perfect couple to me, but they have no intention to get married. Or maybe they just don't like a marriage as an idea, and they will spend the rest of their lives together, but they will never get married. But this is my prediction, my real 100% certainty that this will happen, basing on the evidence that I see. Okay? So that's the first situation. The second situation, they are going to get married. Do they have a date yet? No. So they only decided that this is their intention. They want to get married. Most probably it means that Tom proposed to Anne and she accepted. So they have this intention. They are going to get married. They want to do that, but there are no arrangements whatsoever. Whereas in this third situation, when I tell you they are getting married, the most logical question to that would be when? Because this is obviously the first arrangement which we make about a marriage, right? About a wedding. We need to decide on a date before we invite people, because if we invite them, we need to know for what date to invite them, right? Then according to the date, we decide on the clothes, on the dress, on everything that is even possible. So that's the most logical question. They are getting married. When? Remember I told you that with present continuous, we most often say the time when this is happening, because otherwise it might mean that it is happening right now. This is one of those examples when the context would show us that this is about the future. Because, like if I talked to someone and then I'm telling you, have you heard the news? They are getting married. I don't really imagine a situation when this is actually happening right now, and I have only learned that, and I'm telling you that, you know. If that was the case, I would probably tell you then that, did you know that they are getting married today? It's actually happening right now, or something like that. And when I'm telling you just they are getting married, means that this is their plan, but they must have arrangements. And then we can start asking, so when is it? Where is it? How many people have they invited? Will they invite us or not? Because again, that would be our prediction, right? Will they invite us? That can be also a prediction about the future, right? So I think that, yeah, given the fact that we are so close and we are good friends, they will probably invite us to their to their wedding. So here you have it. It's actually the same event that we are talking about, but in three different emotional and factual contexts. We would use three different constructions. And just saying that they will get married, it doesn't have this meaning that this is really happening and there are any arrangements. If you're telling me that they will get married, obviously I can ask you, are you sure about that? Do you have any facts? Do you have any evidence? But that actually also may happen, that if you tell me they will get married, I will say, yeah, okay, so this is her prediction, that's that, you know. And I will not understand the fact that this is really happening and they have some intentions and arrangements, okay? So this is how these three constructions work in the future contexts and in the future tenses. So, you know, my biggest message here is, again, practice, 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 you know, like practice exercises, obviously, but here actually, you know, like they are, if with the conditionals, it's important to really practice a lot, especially the third conditional, to just get the habit of saying this, what would have happened if something else had happened. Then here they are not difficult. So just, you know, like writing thousands of exercises might not be that helpful in terms of understanding it, because what you need to do here is much more to think why this is, you know, this is being expressed in this or that way. So just just read, listen, analyze. If you have any option, try to ask the natives, if you hear them that they said something in different tense than you would expect them to use, then ask them, why did you say this? Why did you say that? You know, unfortunately, as I told you so many times, English is not such a really, you know, like deeply analyzed and kind of academically set language. So there are a lot of points where different natives would you know, express themselves differently, and that's fine. You know, this is how it works. Language is about communication, and in fact, even if you keep saying this, I will, in general, people will understand you more or less, because obviously this is better than saying that in past simple, because then no one will understand that you are talking about the future. But again, if you want to dive deeper into language, if you want to sound more emphasized and more, you know, sophisticated and, you know, specific, then try to feel it, you know, listen to it, read about it. Actually, you know, like look for other courses as well and classes, how, you know, different teachers from different countries with different background explain the same things. And just, you know, this is actually what we need to do when we learn a language. The most important thing is to kind of get to the native speaker's brain and feel what is going on there when they say this or that. This is not easy, but no one has promised that anything would be easy. So we have to accept that. But at the same time, remember that, you know, like nobody will eat you if you say something wrong. Just you know, be open-minded and you know, practice and look at real life language. Now, if you don't have any questions about that, then that's about it. What, you know, everything that I wanted to share with you today. And I wanted to thank you for your presence during those 5 classes, for your, you know, for your questions and for your good words. I'll put the exercises from the Murphy's books in the description box below, as always. So if you like to make some practice, you can do that. If you want to do some exercises, then you can do that. And see you somewhere in the future. If I do any other classes, I will let you know, and I'll keep uploading them. Now, thank you for now. Have a nice day, and see you. Bye bye.